So make sure you watch for that.
And there's this TikToker, a lawyer, who posts TikTok videos about his clients he's acquitted and got their cases dismissed.
Smell like alcohol. The cop immediately started searching your pockets. They never asked for your consent, right? Never did, right? And I don't believe they even had a warrant to even check your pockets. Does that make sense? So that means the cop went in there just by himself. That to me is illegal. And what did they do? They uncovered in your front left pocket a white bag. All right, and that white bag came back to be cocaine. Now I know in reality it's cocaine, okay? However, the way that the cops got to that was illegal. There's something that I can try to file on your case, something called a motion to suppress, to try to suppress those drugs from being used against you. If I can make those drugs go away in the courtroom, then this case should be dropped. So the deal that they have right now is, it's funny, the deal that they have right now is to dismiss the drug case, the one that you're looking at 20 years, if you just take a plea on the DWI. All right, so it's a good deal already, and I think it's because of my name. I want to make sure that you know that I only care about you. I don't care about the court, I don't care about the judge, I don't care about the prosecutor.
He's called Jayoma on TikTok, right? Filipino. And his people always joke about how he always basically releases supervillains onto the streets, people who were charged with serious crimes or sometimes even petty charges, right? But understanding the backstory of why he does what he does really opened my eyes to the whole legal system. And this is his interview right here with Adam Ross.
And that dude was like looking at 20 years. And like, I just remember like he was like crying. Like, it's not like some fake shit. It was like some real shit. Like, and there was deputies around, like surrounding him, put your hands down. Like, they treat you differently as soon as you're found guilty. And then like, he just started crying. And I remember we went to go visit him in the jail. And the attorney that I was with was like, the first thing he said was, don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the guy who changed my life. He helped me choose from whether I was going to be a prosecutor or a criminal defense attorney, and he was wrongfully convicted of a crime when he didn't do it. And I ran into him today in court, and last time I saw him, you were convicted, right?
Right.
And you were in jail, and you were crying because you were wrongfully convicted for something you didn't do.
That's right.
Right?
That's
and
true.
then the reason why we found out that there was a retrial for your case is because the prosecutor was hiding evidence on your case, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's the reason now you're granted a retrial, now you're free.
That's true.
So I'm very happy to see you, and I just want to let you know that you're the reason why I chose to become a criminal defense attorney.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so I was just like, man, like it touches you because it's real. Like that's a real person. And then, so this is where I didn't turn there. I turned when I found out that, and I'm not going to out anybody, I'm not going to name anybody, the prosecutor withheld evidence. And the evidence that was withheld was like a recording from the person saying, if you don't pay my shit, you don't do this, I'm gonna make this story up and I'm gonna get you. And that evidence was shown later on and they overturned the whole verdict. And like, that's when it hit me, like, the public is, you're vulnerable. And I said, oh man, that could be anybody. That could be my mom, that could be you, that could be my friend, it could be, family members. Like I said, that's scary.
Around 10:30, because I could see the cars down there on the end on the camera.
Why did they say that you were the suspect?
Because they said my fingerprints was in his car.
Crooms says he was in John Holmes' car the night before the murder. The next day, July 16th, was Crooms' birthday.
What did you do that day?
The only thing I did on my birthday was go to McDonald's and stayed at the house all day.
Around 6:40 p.m., deputies were dispatched to Ray Pine Drive in Spring, where Holmes was shot and killed. This surveillance video proving Crooms' alibi. It shows him getting out of his car after returning home from McDonald's around 6:27 p.m. Another video shows him taking out the trash around 6:42 p.m., 2 minutes after deputies were dispatched to the shooting scene. Crooms says he learned about his favorite basketball teammate's death the next morning.
If you didn't have that surveillance video, do you think that you would still be in jail?
Most definitely, 100%. 100%. I believe they still feel like I got something to do with it.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna put my talents into becoming a criminal defense attorney and protecting these individuals who are accused of such heinous crimes. And like it sticks with me today. So every time I see a case, I'm trying to get every evidence that's out there. I'm doing whatever I can to fight for your rights. And if you're gonna get locked up, it's because the prosecutor really did all their job and really fought hard against me, and they actually won it. So that's why Bro, that's amazing, bro.
Field sobriety tests. But officers can still use all of these things that people do wrong on the physical tests to cite as clues of impairment to justify an arrest.
I got hand-eye coordination. Good for you, Bert.
WSMV4 found that Mr. Adams was one of 3 completely sober drivers who were arrested by Officer Warner. And this is happening all over the country. Many police departments basically have a competition to see who can make the most DUI arrests. It may not be officially in a handbook anywhere, but it's one way to distinguish yourself when you're on a traffic unit as a police officer. For example, MAD awarded Officer Zabulon Cardona the Richmond Ford Award for having the most DUI arrests this year. That award is for the most arrests, not the most convictions, not the most lives saved. So keep in mind that this gives an incentive, even if it's subconscious, for officers to try to cast a wide net and arrest as many people as they can justify. First, you should always refuse physical field sobriety tests. They're not going to help you. These exercises are called divided attention tests because they're designed to divide your brain processing up into doing different things at once. They're designed to be hard to do. Add to that the stress, anxiety, and possible public embarrassment of having an officer with a badge and a gun making you do these things on the side of the road where your friends and coworkers may be passing by. Even if you do well on 1 or 2 of the tests, officers usually have you do at least 3, sometimes more like 5 or 6 tests. It's very rare for even a stone-cold sober person to be able to ace all of the field sobriety exercises. Tommy.
I got hand-eye coordination. Good for you, Bert.
So, if you are ever asked to do physical field sobriety tests, refuse them politely. Simply say, no, I invoke the 5th Amendment, and then shut up and stay shut up. Officers asking you to perform field sobriety exercises are asking you to give them evidence that will likely incriminate you. Under the 5th Amendment of the United States Constitution, you cannot be forced to incriminate yourself. You don't have to explain or justify why you're not doing them. All you have to do is say no and then be quiet.
And my understanding is you're refusing to participate in the field sobriety test?
I'm sorry, Anna.
You are?
Yes.
Okay.
But then, should you ask to do a breathalyzer test to try to exonerate yourself? Absolutely not. Very few states do require you to do a handheld test before you're arrested, but that is definitely not the case in Virginia. You should never ask for a test. If the officer is going to arrest you, he's going to make his decision, hopefully, based on nothing, if you don't give him any evidence to incriminate yourself.
So, at the end of the day, always be on your toes. Literally, everybody should have a dash cam in their car. Dash cam not only to prevent insurance fraud from other people who want to run up your insurance bill.
Watch this insurance scamming BMW driver try to pull a fast one. This is pretty crazy, but the dash cam saves the day again. I guess the guy was late on his car payments or something.
What are you doing, dude?
What do you mean? Dude, I have you on camera. You are backing up to me.
Backing up?
Yeah, I have you on camera.
What are you talking about?
Okay, let's call the cops. Why don't you pull... Are you kidding me? Yeah,
what a
why
joker.
don't you pull over? I have you on camera.
He's definitely late on his car payments and he's trying to think of anything so his car doesn't get repossessed.
Let's go. Come on, let's
What
call
an
the
idiot,
cops.
though.
But also for cops, people who are saying, oh, you passed the red light, you were speeding on a certain marker.
Andy Harville, a resident of Guyton, Georgia, was driving and realized he needed to stop for gas. As he entered the station, he noticed a Guyton Police Department vehicle staged on the side of the road looking for potential speeders. After fueling up, Mr. Harville leaves the gas station, stopping at a stop sign to wait for his turn to enter the lanes of traffic. He then passes the officer he had previously observed and notices the cruiser pulling out behind him, and seconds later, Officer Marcus Parker initiates a traffic stop.
Good morning, I'm Officer Parker with the Guyton Police Department. Any reason you ran that stop sign right there?
What stop sign?
The one right there at Parker's.
One that I sat at for like 5 minutes waiting for traffic to go through?
You have a driver's license?
I do.
Alright, here you go, Mr. Harville. Please be more careful at the stop signs, okay?
I got you. Hey, man. You know I got dash cam, right?
That's fine.
Okay.
The officer stands firm on his false accusation against the driver. But the interesting thing about this is that this might not be just another display of law enforcement incompetency.
Every part of your life, bro, you need to look at it through a legal lens. You're hosting a party. Okay, what are my legal liabilities for hosting this party? If anybody gets drunk or some type of assault happens, you'll always consult a lawyer. Everybody should have a lawyer on retainer. No cap. A lawyer should be on everyone's retainer. Because you just never know. You just never know. And you don't want to be at that point when you're already in the mess, searching, rummaging through different outlets to try and find a credible lawyer.